Hello, my theme park peeps. This is RCT3 Imagineer, and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic World Evolution. See, I'm just kind of scrolling around the park, figuring out what to do. I have a few objectives I can figure out. At the moment, I just want to make sure all my nuts and bolts for security are in place with the Ceratosaurus exhibit. Therefore, placing the gate that I had forgotten to place in the last episode. Because we definitely do not want a repeat of the Ceratosaurus breakout. And right now, I'm looking for the gift shop to place in this little plaza, just so we can fulfill the security objective. So we're just kind of watching this build and settle down. There's not much else to do at the moment, other than this gift shop building. But let's head over to the herbivore pen and see what else we can do. Oh, okay, so that contract's done.
Great work getting those buildings constructed. Now to make sure they stay secure.
Okay, so now let's send an expedition so that we can get some kind of sale from the expedition and also get some more dinosaur DNA. We're gonna go for the one with the most fossil outcome possible. And I just realized I also have some fossils to extract from the last episode, which I forgot to do also. So as you can see, that brings up our profit from expedition sales up. And we have a dead dinosaur. Ugh.
And now we reach the inevitable. Life begets death. But here's the question that you gotta ask yourself. Was this avoidable? The answer? Of course not. Death, it's always coming. But could you have delayed it? Well, that's maybe another story.
So it looks like it died of old age. And now I need to figure out how to get rid of a dead dinosaur. Conveniently, we have a new dinosaur for release, so let's go ahead and release that. And figure out how in the world to get rid of this dead dinosaur. Regardless, we want to create another Struthiomimus, just to keep that population up high, because I feel like there's more coming. But we'll do that later. I want to wait until this Struthiomimus fossil is finished extracting. Okay, so there's nothing on the dinosaur about how to move it. Okay, so it's showing up on the map as dead. the fossils are now complete. But I'm kind of stumped as to how to get rid of this. Oh. Okay. Oh, transport team. Okay, well that's helpful that that popped up right at the time, but I had no idea what I was doing. So cool, we need to find the ACU team and get that dinosaur moved. I accidentally clicked on the Triceratops, so I think we're just going to enjoy this view for a second while we head on over to the ACU. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and extract the fossils, just because they're waiting, so that we can hopefully get rid of the security objective. But it looks like all the fossils coming in are actually fossils I can use, so I'm not going to sell those, just for profits. Let's go ahead and send out another expedition, with the hopes that we can get some more items to sell.
Glad to have you on board. As you can imagine, the animals in the various facilities are constantly probing for weaknesses in our security systems. They're smarter and more devious than people give them credit for. But I refuse to underestimate their capabilities. That's why I'm always testing and evaluating our security protocols and barriers. And this is where you come in.
I've got to give this guy Lambert his due. He actually sees these animals as both opportunity and threat.
I'm gonna need you to extract enough DNA from fossils to incubate and hatch a dinosaur. This is the first phase of this mission. Carry on.
Okay, as you just saw, I found a contract in Control Center that I had missed before, so I went ahead and accepted that so I could get something else on the plate. What you do is acquiring a 50% genome for an Edmontosaurus. And right now I'm just kind of going through the paths to see how the park looks. It's always good to see a first-person view. And the Ceratosaurus is still out. Poor thing. Its health is good. Looks a little thirsty. But it's definitely still sleeping. I wonder when it's gonna wake up again. Oh, we have an expedition complete. Let's exit out of that for a second. See what we can do with the ranger station and see if there's anything we can do to wake him up. So we can only medicate, heal. That's a possibility. But no, I guess he's fine. Or she. I guess they've never really clarified whether Jurassic World dinosaurs are male or female, but I'm assuming they're female because of the Jurassic Park tradition. Maybe if we try transporting it, it'll wake up. So let's try that.
Collecting asset.
Okay, so we have the ACU team coming over to the dinosaur. Hopefully that'll work to wake him up. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what we have for the fossils that just came back from the expedition team. So we have an amphibian, which is good to sell, and rhodium, which is...
When another contract comes up, I'm turning to you first.
Great, so we completed that mission. And we have a...
Without exceptional security, nothing else here would be possible. That's our mandate. And on Isla Madanceras, you're showing the rest of us how it's done. You're deserving of this reward.
Okay, so we found a few new fossils with the Dracorids and Triceratops. We were able to sell some non-fossil material.
I'm doing what I can to help you. Do what you can to help the security division.
Okay, so we'll accept that mission, send a new team. Go ahead and check on our Ceratosaurus to see if he's up and working.
Asset transported.
Okay, good. So, if you ever tranquilize a dinosaur and it's not waking up, it's probably because you need to move it. As you can see, that did the trick just fine, and now we have our Ceratosaurus back in function. So we'll check out to see how it's doing. It's doing quite well, except for the fact that it needs water. And again, you can't go through foresty trees, which is a little sad because you could get some great pictures that way. Okay, so now the Ceratosaurus is replenishing its thirst. Poor thing's been asleep for quite a long time. I wonder if it'll go after the goat. It's looking at it, pondering, and then decides it's just not worth its time. So here we're checking out some animations that it's performing. I have to say, the model and animation work for this game is truly phenomenal. That being said, I think if they were to come out with a DLC for more decorative items, or maybe some placeable trees so that you could really customize exhibits, I think this could set the game on track for being really excellent. People going into our gift shop. I actually kind of want to see if they just walk through or if the door's open. Okay, so they just kind of ghost into buildings, which is fine. No worries with that. But now we know how the guests function, and it looks like we have a rainstorm coming on. Those poor guests and no umbrellas. They really should do something about that. I wonder if there's any research we can be doing while we wait. Oh good, the expedition just came back. So, what do we want to research, if anything? Just kind of checking out to see what we can research, because I don't think I really have before in previous episodes. So here we have the viewing attractions, which will be great whenever those unlock. Okay, Profit just came in, doing pretty good. Anything else? Okay, so fossils, still nothing available. Those are really through missions and finding out. And we have another dead dinosaur. So I'm assuming that they're all going just because of old age. So let's go ahead and see if there's anything interesting. Oh, we have alpine cosmetic genes. Let's put that on. And here's some other genes. I have to say, I do love this aspect of the game. I think it is so cool to be able to modify the genes. This is definitely such a Jurassic Park element, and I'm really glad they put it into a game. Okay, so the Triceratops has died. We need to get rid of that. Now we know how, so we just go to the ACU. And... oh, I clicked on the helicopter. Whoops. Okay, so what we need to do is move it. So we need the transport teams.
Heading to Kentucky asset.
In the meantime, we really should consider replacing that Triceratops. We also need to replace the Struthiomimus also. So we'll add a Struthiomimus, and make it 2, and then we'll get to the Triceratops, just because these are quite fast in incubating. And we still have those fossils we need to go through. We have a couple to sell, which is good. And we have Edmontosaurus, which we need to extract. And I think these 2 fossils should do the trick. Going on to check on our Ceratosaurus again. Looks pretty healthy, not angry like the last episode. Oh, it's hunting! Oh, I missed that. Darn. That was cool. Unless there's another one. I know we have an Edmontosaurus genome available, but...
Okay. Next, you'll need to incubate the animal in a Hammond creation laboratory before releasing and housing it in an enclosure. You'll also want to make sure we've got an ACU presence on this island.
Oh, it's hunting it. Oh.
We need more people like you on the team. I'm closing that acquired genome contract and giving you the credit. Remember this when I need something from you in the future.
Okay, as I was saying before I was interrupted, I noticed the Edmontosaurus is ready for release. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But first I just really wanted to see that hunting action. That was so cool. And the cosmetic genes are still researching. I think we can release the Struthiomimus. Okay, because we need to prep for the Edmontosaurus. Okay, there it is. Cool. And I think that's the alpine or arid variant. I don't remember what I did. But I'll have to change that sometime in the future just to check out other variants. Okay, so the alpine cosmetics are done. That's cool. And now let's incubate a Edmontosaurus. We also need to research reload speed. Oh shoot, I clicked on the wrong one again. Ah, okay. Well, we'll just let this research item continue its path and do it again when it's done. So we'll just kind of wait around for the dinosaurs and the researching. I can see how this game could get a bit tedious with all the waiting around, and I think if it gets to a point in episodes where things are taking too long, I just may do some gameplay on my own to do the tedious stuff so that you guys can see more of the building and the dinosaurs. But we'll just see how that goes down the road. For now, I don't mind waiting a few minutes and just talking. It's not a bad thing. I wish there was something else I could do at this moment. But we're just kind of waiting. Is it done yet? Are we there yet? Dinosaur, go! No, okay, so we're only on 87%, but that's pretty close. Should be done. New dinosaur? Beautiful skin for the Edmontosaurus. Really well done.
We are pleased to welcome Edmontosaurus to the park.
Oh, awesome. Great animations. Cool. So that is your Edmontosaurus, everyone. So now we need to still research the ACU reload speed 1.1. I wish there was a way to get guest view in this, so you could just like click on a guest and follow him around, or her. Because I remember you could do that in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis.
I'm bringing this contract to you while it's still hot.
I don't really want to take pictures. We're going to decline that. Edmontosaurus exhibit still seems to be doing pretty good. Let's resupply some feeders though. Those are still looking pretty good.
Resupply request acknowledged.
It's always a good idea just to keep things smoothly running. Okay, so my accidental click research is complete, so let's go back and do the real thing. Hopefully it'll take a shorter amount of time. I think, nope, not genetic research. I believe that is in building upgrades. And we need reload speed. Thankfully this is only about a minute, so this will be done quite soon. Do we need to attach it or just research it? Okay, so we just need to research it. And we're just kind of waiting around again for the research to be done. The dinosaurs are thankfully behaving, so I don't have to worry about any breakouts at the moment. Okay, so that research is complete. Should complete that mission.
Right. This next bit is gonna sound a little crazy because frankly, it is. But we are gonna encourage one of the dinosaurs to breach our containment grid. We'll then react and see if our procedures and personnel are up to the challenge.
Yes. So at this point, I'd like to take back everything I just said about this guy.
Oh, I'm with you, Dr. Malcolm. I'm with you. Okay, so we are going to open the enclosure and let the dinosaur loose to attack guests. Well, I don't think it's a good idea to let the Ceratosaurus out. So maybe one of the herbivores. I think that's a better idea. So we're going to open the gate, and oh, there's already a dinosaur threat. What in the world? What could possibly be gunning for the gate? Oh, that Edmontosaurus does not look happy. It's agitated. Why is it agitated?
Okay, we have our runner. Time to tag him and bag him. We're using less than lethal, but remember, that dinosaur doesn't know this is just supposed to be a drill. So watch your back.
While I understand the need to keep our security as sharp as possible, this is not the way I would go about doing it.
You have a problem with how we keep you safe, Doctor. I'm happy to discuss it at a later time. Right now, we have our hands full.
Great, so now we have guests running into the gate, and we need to close that. So now we have guests in the dinosaur exhibit. Oh my goodness. We can't close it until they're out. Okay, come on, walk this way. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Great, so now we have a disease contracted. Disease contracted. Okay, they're almost out of the gate. And let's close. Gosh, that was stressful. So, have we tranquilized the dinosaur? Seems like a yes. So let's go ahead and move it back into the exhibit. And transport it back
Asset collection
into
request
the
received.
herbivore exhibit. So we also need to resupply feeders, so that's the ranger team's job. So let's select ranger team 1, add some tasks,
Attending
and
to
hopefully
feeder
they're both in
supply.
the same exhibit. Okay, so good. So resupply and medicates. That should take care of all of that.
Asset transportation in progress.
Great, so we have the dinosaur back into the pen. Thankfully I didn't need to put on the emergency shelters for that. Get rid of the emergency shelters part. So now I'm just waiting for the dinosaur to come back in. We should actually add a viewing area for the herbivore exhibit. I don't know why I hadn't done that yet. It's a good place to do it. Yeah, we'll just use a normal path so it matches. Or not. We'll just make it different. Okay, so we have another transmission incoming.
Delivery complete.
And that means we have completed our security objective.
That's the job finished. True and square. Look, the thing is, we're still learning where our boundaries are when it comes to keeping these animals under control. God knows they're working out ways to exploit our weaknesses. Guess we'll find out who gets to the limits of our abilities first. Us or them. Ever vigilant.
And that's always been the challenge of the Jurassic industrial complex. Exploitation versus security. The immense potential for profit and for violence.
Okay, so we have the viewing gallery under construction. We have some dinosaurs back into the pen. We have a supply feeder being refilled and a dinosaur being medicated. The Edmontosaurus still doesn't seem too happy. But now there's no power. Okay, what? there's our ranger team going on there. Looks like we just need to add a substation. Get that flush against it so it looks like it's part of the building. And just put that wherever it will connect. Okay, good. There we go. Great. And now we have another feeder that needs to be resupplied. Oh dear. Oh, okay, so it's the carnivore feeder this time that
Feeder
needs to
supplies
supply.
inbound.
Let's go ahead and take care of that. Okay, and that's everything we're going to be doing for today's episode. If you're interested in keeping up to date on my Jurassic World series, subscribe for this and other theme park simulation games. And for now, this is RCT3 Imagineer, signing off.